Action!
Hello, AOS fans.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, how is everybody tonight?
Oh, I haven't turned you off, Pete. Hang on. Turn you off.
You think that would be that easy, but I can't be turned off. I'm permanently turned on.
You have this problem in the garage.
Get away, get away! Not again! How is everybody tonight out there in internet's lands? We've got 30 people online already.
Wow.
I love this. This is brilliant. Gazbagwell was not paying attention, was not ready for that. We've got loads of people online. There's Anthony, there's Matt, there's me. I was going to say Agents of Sigmar. Who are those nutters? Phil Lancashire, Malachi, Grandpa, Nurgle, VJ Morth, Anthony Titsaw, Milky Paint, Stu, McMurtry, Dark Croc, Gazbagable.
We're all here. Megaloz is in.
Some weirdo called Robin. Zach Matthews, Megaloz, Just LB, Dark Croc. Yeah, I think I already said that one. I think I've got everybody. If I haven't, hello.
Hello to everyone.
How have you been, Robin? How's your week been?
Oh, it's not been too bad, Pete. I haven't got any horrible viruses, which is good.
It's always pleasant.
It's not been too bad. I've been busy. I've been busy trying to make a Condemner's Control deck of all things for our possible games on tomorrow night.
Interesting.
I was toying with the idea because the Condemners can actually take 3 distraction cards. I thought, well, that's an interesting place to start. So let's go for it.
Well, it's worth a shot. You never know. You never know. And frankly, because tomorrow night we've got some Patreon supporters coming on the channel. It's going to be great fun. We've got Loz, Mega Loz, and we've got Matt Collins coming on the channel. It's going to be great. Coming all the way from the wilds of Yorkshire. No, not Yorkshire.
Wales.
Wales, even. The
Wales.
wilds of Wales.
No, your geography's bad. They're roughly in the same place, Pete.
It's close.
They're not around here.
Not from round here. They're not local people. This is a local garage for local people. We'll have no trouble here. I've just been rewatching League of Gentlemen recently. I forgot how mucked up that show is. It's proper mucked up.
Yeah. Dark Croc has said, please talk about the Dark Elves tonight.
Oh, we will.
Shall
be.
we?
I think we probably... No, I think we should talk about chess.
Yeah.
And the finer points of being the whites.
Well, we have got a chess type question, I believe, in the bag, in the question bag.
We do. We have many questions tonight. None of them are to do with the Dark Elves, but we will be talking about them a lot. I feel like they are.
This is a glass winner in the garage, but I think we already have one because Simon's already won glass.
True.
We only invite people who are better than us, which is basically anyone.
Yeah, we've not really narrowed it down, although we have had to disqualify ourselves for being equally crap.
I think I'm slightly more crap with you in a tournament situation.
In a tournament, maybe, but I think overall, I think you've had more wins than me in the garage. But we shall see.
I may have done, yeah. That's because I fixed your dice.
You heard it here first, people. Now, we will be redrawing tonight. The winner will be redrawn tonight. Or a new winner will be drawn tonight. We can't redraw the winner. We'll have to draw a new winner.
Draw a new winner, yeah. Although
Last...
if you do draw the same winner, then it'd be like, well, really...
The gods have spoken. I don't care. If we get the same person again, I'm going to redraw again. Because I said so. Because I can. I've got the button. So, what are we talking
the last winner, Brandon? Well, we'd like to say, but we can't for legal reasons.
Yeah, and nobody can prove anything because there's no body of evidence. There's no body to use as evidence.
The previous winner, I guess they've really got like 30 minutes to get in touch. They haven't been in touch. We've tried to contact them and they haven't been in touch, so we're going to have to redraw.
Yes, we have. We gave them a couple of weeks and we tried it on Twitch, not Twitch. We tried announcing it on Twitter and Facebook and YouTube. And I tried getting in touch with YouTube.
Yeah.
What can you do?
I opened the window here and shouted out the window.
Didn't work. So we're going to have to redraw. If the winner is watching out there right now and actually live right now, then comment right now and I won't do the draw again. But if you're watching this like a week later going, oh crap, then I'm afraid it's too late.
Yeah. Anthony, you can be a winner.
You could be. You might be.
Everyone's a winner. Everybody watching is a winner.
But they just haven't
won the prize. Maybe he's self-isolating. Maybe he is.
No, maybe. I think he could probably get in contact on YouTube though.
Timothy, the Auroch winner, is here. Lots of people are asking us, Tim, whether we can share your deck or whether you want to come on and tell everybody how brilliant your Auroch deck is.
Yes.
I don't want to put you on the spot.
See,
on the live chat.
already.
If you want to do something, let us know behind the scenes.
Matt's already done it.
Or if you just want to give us the deck and we'll maybe play it.
Yeah.
And find out how terrible we are. Look, Matt's here. Tim, I want to pick your brain about your Auroch deck. It's happening in the comments as we speak.
Matt, so I just spotted Matt's using his glass trophies as wound counters for intimidation purposes.
I thought I was just ignoring it because I'm not intimidated by that.
Oh dear. Right, so let's crash on with some stuff, shall we? Let's start with a few questions that are a bit more Daughters of Cain related then. So we've seen the Daughters of Cain. Anybody who hasn't seen the Daughters of Cain, you can check out. We have shared it on Facebook, but it is everywhere on Facebook and everywhere else as well.
Yeah, about a million pictures. People have started doing alternate paint schemes already, I noticed, with a bit of Photoshop.
I have noticed that the one with the whip and the weird scary mask doesn't have any big hair and doesn't have like a corset on like the rest of them, which kind of makes it look a bit...
Yeah.
I didn't notice until someone pointed that out, and now I think it just doesn't look right.
The angle of the photo, she almost looks like she's got no bottom half.
No, yeah.
It's all like, oh,
it's very lewd.
Yeah, exactly. And the face is almost like a goblin.
It is a bit, yeah. It looks a bit like the Green Goblin, doesn't it, from Spider-Man? It does look a bit like that. Yeah. It's a bit disturbing that the only models we ever get in Warhammer AOS are
Sister
naked.
Of Slaughter.
Oh, okay. What's one of them?
I don't know what that means.
No,
doesn't sound very nice.
It's not the kind of person you'd expect to bake cookies.
I thought my sister was annoying enough. The one with the whip looks so easily breakable. Yes, I assume you mean the model. Yes, it definitely. I fear there's a little bit of chat going on behind the scenes of the Patreon Discord today about Games Workshop's new love of making models that are almost impossible to keep together without breaking. Like the new High Elf model they announced, which is almost like two tiny spindly things balanced on top of each other.
Yeah. Oh, the one sitting on that thing with the weird hat on.
Yeah, but it's like it's really narrow at the bottom, and then it goes up and gets wider, and then it gets really narrow again.
Yeah, it does.
Bad.
Well, GW's response is, why do you need to transform? Just keep in a massive glass case like we do in your custom-built gaming studio. Thanks for that. Magnets, that's all I'm saying, magnets. So one of the first questions we got asked was about the Daughters of Cain, and it was, do you think Daughters of Cain will be the Power Creep version of Garrix?
Yes.
I hope so.
That was my one bit of speculation, I basically think they're going to be Uber Garrick.
I don't know if they're going to have a caster. Someone mentioned that the main lady holding the chalice and the big sort of halberd spear thing is a caster. I mean, I don't know enough about the Daughters of Cain to be able to say. I mean, she might be a caster. She didn't look very casty, but then again, neither did Fecula. So.
And she got like a goblet in the air. I should have put the picture up on my screen. I haven't.
I was going to try, but I can't. I possibly could put it on our stream now, but then people wouldn't be able to see our lovely faces. And I'd probably also cock something up and break everything.
She's a hag queen, so possibly.
Oh, okay.
People say I absolutely no knowledge or understanding of any of the lore. So I don't know. I feel like if she is a caster, she's definitely going to be like Thedra, and therefore nobody uses the user as a caster.
Yeah, I do think
especially if they do combo. Dark Crocker said, do you think they'll establish the combo thing? I think so, not a Congo. The combo thing is a daughter. I think they're going to have some sort of innate combo attack. Don't you think?
Well, maybe. I mean, nobody's used poison yet, and if anybody was going to use poison, I would have thought it would have been them.
Well, they could have an innate poison attack too. I don't think they all will, but at least the one who looks like Targor probably would have some sort of
good
combo.
Old classic Targor pose.
Yeah. We'll have some sort of combo mechanism. I don't know what, but
Ed's dropped in for a bit, but he's at work, so he'll probably get called away. Well, hello Ed, thank you for dropping in. Hopefully you get to hang around for a while.
Ed. I hope your car's all right now.
Yes.
We've got rolling on.
Not good things, cars. So yeah, I hope that we see a bit more of combo. It'd be nice that doesn't just become one of those things that nobody really bothers with, except for that one guy at the club who thinks it's great and it just isn't. And poison as well. I mean, some of the poison cards are really nice. I think it's called Lead Bone Dust or something like that, which is the one where you have to be next to somebody, but you give them a move or a charge token straight away, and then you also have I can't remember. You get like Ensnare or something when you attack that model, which could be quite cool.
Yeah. The whip's got to have ensnare, surely.
Yeah, I would have thought so. I'm assuming that the whip woman is going to be like 4 swords and 1 damage or something like that with a range of 2.
Oh, 4 swords.
4 swords and 7 something to go. So,
Do you think she might be able to leap over blocks and lethal hexes as well?
no.
Something like that. She looked like she's flying through the air almost.
She kind of does, but then Scritch is climbing up on something and he never got that.
Yeah, but he's old mechanics. We're looking new mechanics now.
True,
We're looking for overpowered things.
That is true. I mean, all the spookies can go through block hexes, so having one
Yeah.
person being able to do it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world.
No. No, well, I almost wonder whether maybe she could go over them, so she couldn't. If she landed in it, she would still take damage.
Yeah,
If you sort of mean.
true,
So she
true.
could actually jump over it.
Oh, lethal hexes. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, something.
Or if she got pushed into it or something like that, then
Yeah.
could be.
So she wasn't immune to them, but she didn't count them if she went over them.
I am hoping that they are just like scope creep Garricks with like 2 dodges when they inspire, the ability to play objectives as well as offensive, and just being all round sort of glass cannons like Garrick and Co are. I wonder what their inspire mechanic will be though. Can't think of that one. Can't work that one out.
Daughters of Cain.
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, that's a
because Nurglory has the 3 models wounded or dead thing.
yeah.
Yeah, I can't work out what they. I mean, they just keep coming up with new stuff, and every
Yeah,
time they bring out something
I
new.
can never guess them. It's going to be something to do with attacking or moving, maybe.
I'd hope so. I'd hope it's something to do with making an attack of some kind. But have we got
Jason
anybody?
fire takes a wound.
Have they got anything where anybody who? I mean, McGaw's was a successful attack. A Jason fight takes wound. Yeah, maybe that could work.
Yeah.
Do we think the snake lady will shoot for 2 damage? Well, I mean, Thundrick shoots for 2 damage, doesn't he?
Yes.
So
Oh, he does, doesn't he? Yeah.
maybe she will. I don't think she will though. I mean,
No,
most
I don't think
people
she
rocking bows just get 1.
Yeah. Successful reactionary combo. That just seems a bit hard.
Mm.
You've effectively got to make 2 successful attacks.
Yeah, and you've got to rely on cards coming out, and not many
Well,
inspire
I wonder
conditions need that.
whether some of them might have their own combo, so there'll be like 1 attack, and then almost like the wolves, then you can make this attack a combo. So they would have it on their card, but I still think it would be tough.
I like Lipem's idea. Fighters make a second or subsequent attack action in a round. Yeah, that could work.
That'd be interesting because you'd have to think carefully about how you were going to stack up your attacks because you wouldn't be able to inspire everybody.
Yep. Gazbagwell, yes, the BeastGrave start box is 2-player, right? Yep, you are spot on there, although you'll probably find if you play it and you both enjoy it, you and your mate might one of them buy a second box. You've got 1 box each, you've got enough boards and tokens and all the models and cards.
Yeah. I mean, certainly if it's just going to be the 2 of you play, you can get away with 1.
Yeah.
And then just, I would say, buy the warband you like and go from there.
The only problem is the boards, really. I mean, we don't play probably well enough for it to really make a difference. And I guess when you're first starting out, it probably doesn't matter who has which board. So you could just play winner picks the board first. So
if you're playing casually, I don't think it matters. And I think in some ways, and I might be wrong, people, what do you think? I think board choices, it's almost less important now than it was. Not so much which way you put them round, whether you offset, that's still important. But actually,
so many factors involved there. I remember.
I know, but a lot of them are. I suppose it's kind of a case of I think three or 4 of them are better than the rest.
Yeah, I think there are definitely some that are just
sides.
better.
I certainly have 3 or 4, probably only 3 go-to sides.
Yeah, and there's definitely
board choice is vital. Yeah,
I think some people agree. Yeah, I think some people say it's the most important thing, and then there'll be other people who say it doesn't matter so much, and those people are probably like us and have never won glass.
Well, true. I'm not saying it's not important. I think what I'm saying is I think you don't need all the boards. I think you probably have 2 or 3. I mean, like I say, I've never won glass, so maybe this is what I'm doing wrong. But there are 2 or 3 sides that I like to use, and they'll use them. But actually, more important is which way around they get oriented almost. Whether you choose to offset.
Possibly. There's definitely some things there, and it helps when you've got things like, depending on where some of the placements are, it definitely matters where you put objective tokens. That definitely can make more of a difference, as I've discovered recently. Yeah. But I tend to find I use probably about 3 different boards most. I think like Matt's just said on there as well.
Yeah, and it does vary with warband. Obviously, I mean, for example, I think most people who don't have who aren't ghosts don't choose board with many lethal hexes, probably because it's especially for playing the ghosts because it's a liability.
Yeah, that is true.
But yeah, I feel like it's perhaps less important than it was, but also maybe because there are just so many. You can't play the game if you don't choose the board. Well, that's true.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. So another question we had, I'm going to pick some quick ones. Can you remember, Robin, what your longest losing streak is? How many games, well, the most games you've lost in a row? You can dredge that up here. Might have been recently.
4 or 5, I think. I
Grand Clash.
Oh, apart from the Grand Clash, but I didn't lose all the games in the Grand
That's
Clash.
true.
But I did lose. I must have lost. Yeah, I know because the other game, the first Grand Clash, I won one in the middle. I lost one of the games 2-1, so I won a game there. So it wasn't too bad. And then this Grand Clash, I did lose. Would have been 3 on the bounce, 7. So I lost the first 7. So 7 games in a row.
I think mine's probably in double figures. When beginning of last year had a really bad patch. I think I worked out I lost something like 14 games in a row. Not all Underworlds, but there were a couple of games in the middle that were. I think that was when we were playing Champions a bit.
Oh, okay.
And I think I lost about 14, 16 games in a row of Underworlds and Champions, and I was getting a bit sick of it after that for a while.
Yeah, I had a really good period where I won about 14 or 16 games in a row. That was brilliant. I was really enjoying the game then.
When was that? Was that around a year ago?
Calculated risk, yes, for lethals, obviously, but I think because everybody can place a lethal token, you can control that to an extent. Without I still, even if you're trying to score calculated risk, you want as few around as possible.
Yes, unless you're spookies. Yeah.
Yeah, well, but then you're not planning on scoring calculated risk.
That is true. That is true.
Brandon says, "Are you planning to attend the next Grand Clash?" No, I don't think we are. I don't know when the next one is.
Yeah, when is the next one?
But if we do, it'll probably be in the summer or the autumn before we attend another one.
Yeah, we have very recently handed in our notice in our local role-playing group. So we have, after 20 years, hung up our multi-sided dice, which is sad. But at the same time, that might free us up a little bit more to maybe go to more than one Grand Clash in a year.
Or just some tournaments, local tournaments, which hasn't yet. No. UKGE is the next one. I'm definitely not going to the UKGE because I am on holiday. In theory. In practice, I'm on holiday. I imagine if I'm not on holiday, the UKGE will be cancelled. So, but we'll see.
Dark Rock then says about September usually. Well, we might have a problem with going to a September Grand Clash considering we're going to be running our own tournament in September.
It's true. So. I think it's October. I think there's one in July and one last year. There's one in July and one in October.
Yeah. So yeah, I'd like to try and get to a more local one after the one I did before at my local store was good fun. So yeah, I'd like to do that. But yes, September might be the next bigger tournament we do, which will be at the Ali Pali.
Yeah, yes, we are the Underworld tournament at the Alexandra Palace.
We will.
So far, the planning has moved no further than last week, but it's a long way off.
Matt says he's got none in July. Next one is October at Warhammer World. Nothing in September panned in there, Matt.
Okay, because we went in July last year.
Yeah,
so this is why I said July. But it wasn't that well attended, and I wonder whether that's because it was summer.
But there was about 80 odd people there.
Was it? Oh, that's really.
I think it was the first one they did, which was a 2-dayer.
Yeah, I think it was.
Maybe that turned people off a little bit more, but maybe.
Agents Con, exactly.
Agents Con. We're going to start going about that a lot more. September time, Agents Con. Anyone who's interested, check it out. It's going to be the first non-competitive tournament.
Yes, Jace, there is a redraw, and if you were in the first draw, you will be in the redraw.
Yes, I'm going to do that about 1:45, maybe about 15 minutes.
Russ says that given there's a lethal placement now and objective flipping to lethals, the warbands with immunity to them seem to have massive advantage. I would go along with that. I think we talked about that after the Grand Clash. There's no coincidence that the Thorns and the Lady Harrows are good anyway, but the fact that they don't ignore lethals is probably not coincidental to their dominance.
Yes. VJ says Ali Pali's beautiful building, went there on his second visit to Brighton.
Ah.
It's not in Brighton. You were a bit lost, mate. you were.
Maybe he took a detour. Yeah. Are you thinking of there is a pavilion in Brighton,
Oh
but
yeah.
maybe he just was going to Brighton and visited London in Australian terms.
Could
That's
be. Well, yeah,
they're
that's
practically in the same street.
end of the garden almost. So that is true. So another question we got asked: how long does it take to edit a video game once it's recorded? I can answer that one. About 4 hours a game, I reckon.
What's that? Sorry.
3 to 4 hours a game it takes to edit a video.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So after we've recorded it, about an hour and 20 minutes of footage. Takes me about 3 to 4 hours to edit.
BJ says he's getting mixed up. Yeah, actually playing in the Brighton Pavilion would be amazing.
That would be.
The Alexander Palace is still a nice building. It's not as grand as the Brighton Pavilion, but it was where the first TV transmission was made in the UK.
Ooh, didn't know that.
Did you not know that? No.
I did not know that. What else we got in here? Let's have a look at some other things. Now this is an interesting one. It was asked and seconded by somebody else. Was, have we ever been involved, our family, in gaming hobbies? He finds he only gets to nerd out with his buddies, but I can't wait for my 6-year-old to be able to appreciate his level of board gaming and miniatures. He thinks it's likely the wife will never play the games with him. That was from Epic Beard Man. I have not really been able to get any of my family interested or involved.
No, well, the comments are coming in thick and fast as well. But I will answer the question first, and then we'll go back to those.
Yep.
I do play some games with my son. I haven't been able to get him interested in Underworlds. He's at that age now. He's 14. He's at that age where if I say it's good, then he says it's bad. If I say it's light outside, he'll tell me it's dark. So you know, but he does. But he likes playing really complicated games. So he likes playing Scythe, and it takes about 5 hours to play. Yeah. So it's kind of like actually we very rarely get to play games because he doesn't want to play the simple ones, but we haven't got time to play the longer ones.
Is that because he knows he can just outlast you?
Probably, yeah. They vaguely got interested in Warhammer 40,000 a bit, and they spent lots of my money, and then just they never touched the miniatures again after that. Threw some paint on them.
Yeah.
And I actually now have to almost try and avoid going to Games Workshop when I'm with them because they want to buy stuff and then.
But they don't want to do anything with the stuff.
They don't want to do anything afterwards, no.
Yeah.
So it's a bit frustrating. My middle one, he likes playing games. We tend to play much quicker games, though.
He's about
my younger one. Yeah, my younger one likes. Sorry?
He's about 11, your middle one, isn't he?
Yeah, he's 11. My younger one likes playing some games and not others. But yeah, we do play games, but no GW.
Yeah, sadly, my eldest, who's 11, he's more interested in digital, like Fortnite and stuff like that. And my youngest is also mostly interested in digital and Minecraft and things like that. But he shows more interest than my oldest does when we go into GW and things like that. And he always goes to the NIDs, always goes over to the Tyranids, and he always seems to like those most. So maybe he's got a little bit, maybe there's something there I can nurture and encourage.
Yeah, I think so. It's as much as anything, it's time. And I kind of almost feel like my youngest will get the benefit when the others are a bit bigger and not interested in me. Then we might play more games. But we'll see.
We've got to ask some questions.
I think my oldest, I think, would be brilliant at Underworlds, but I can't really get him interested. It's kind of fair enough. None of his friends play. Doesn't want to just play with his dad, does he?
That's the problem. It's getting them to. I think that's what helped me get into it. Is the fact that me and two of my cousins and two of my friends sort of got into it at the same time. So there was like a group of us. And 3 of my cousins even. So there was about 6 of us, and we all used to be involved in it. So that was our thing as we grew up. So that does help. Yeah, and I don't know other people's experience with teenage children. They don't interact in the same building anymore. They just sit online and talk to each other. So I used to go around to my friend's house, and we both had our little collection of miniatures, and we just throw them together and play something. Yeah. There's none of that. But it's all. I mean, digital entertainment. They can go on their Xbox, switch it on, be in Fortnite and playing a game, talking to a mate in like under a minute. Yeah, it's exactly. That instant reward. Whereas, you say now, hey son, do you want to play 40k? Yeah, go on then, Dad. All right, we're going to spend the first 2 hours writing stuff down in lists. And they can be like, yeah, I'm already out. To be fair, even if you have them, it's just setting it all up. Yeah. Okay, so we've got some questions here. An important one. Mark McDowell says, how did you find more about the tournament, dates, bookings, etc.? It's the 26th of September, and you can in London, and you can find it on the Tabletop Gaming
website, Tabletop Gaming Magazine, Tabletop Gaming Live, I think is that's the conference it's going to be at. So there's a big game show going on in London on over the weekend. We're on the Saturday, which I think is the 26th.
It's so awesome if
so you have to pay the admission for the con, but you get everything that going on there. I think that's £16, and then we're an extra £5.
I've slapped a link in the chat.
Aha, brilliant. We're an extra £5, and the format at the moment is a bit up in the air, but it's going to be focused on having fun and just meeting as many people as possible, really, and having a chat and throwing some dice.
Yep. So there's a link in there. Do check that one out. Hopefully people can make it. It would be awesome. Holy crap, there's 64 people online watching us. Hello to all of you beautiful people. We love you all. Do all come to the tournament. Frankly, if we hit 64, I'd probably crap myself. So, what other questions? Do we have any more questions pop up in there?
Matt says his 2 daughters show interest, but he felt like it's pandering to him more than anything else. I had no idea you had children, Matt.
No, that's a good point.
Yeah, it's like a bombshell.
He asked, can we have soft jazz playing in the background at Agent Con? Well,
we may not be in control of that. If we can, maybe. Yeah, we will.
Cool. So yes, do please check that out. It would be awesome to see all of you there. There will be multiple prizes, not just one bit of glass for the winner of the day. In fact, we don't even know if we're going to get a trophy or a tournament.
No,
pack.
I did email Games Workshop, but they haven't come back, so I probably need to do it again.
The trouble is, it's September, isn't it? So the new version will be coming out around then as well. So
I don't know if anybody's filled out the events form for Games Workshop. It's the most impenetrable form ever. So I kind of like, the questions, my answers were kind of like, well, I don't really know. Okay, so
let's have a look at some of our other questions in the list. One question is, which is your favourite Underworlds mini, and what is your favourite all-time GW mini?
Sorry, Pete, I'm just going to interrupt you. I don't know whether you can check, is Thomas McAvoy in the competition? Just checking for him as he's going to be asleep. I don't know whether you can check that. If not, it may be too late.
Let me have a look to see if I can find his name. How do you spell it? Where's he in the list so I can get the spelling
Thomas
right?
McAvoy. So
where is it in the list? I can't see his comment.
So, it's Gazbagate.
Gazbagable.
Thank you.
I do believe I have you down.
Says hello. He's finally catching up with us live. Hello, Elron. Nice to have you on board. And then Jay says, are there good places to watch tournament matches of Underworlds? He noticed that GW requires a Twitch subscription to watch the Grand Clash. Wondering if any other tours are readily watchable videos. I don't know. I haven't seen any, and I think it's very hard to do good live ones.
Yeah.
Pete and I have discussed doing live stuff, and it's quite a hard thing to do. And I think live and in a tournament is probably even harder.
Yeah, we would struggle with that. I think to do a live coverage. Because we'd have to try and that would be tough to try and pull off. I'm not sure if we've managed that. I have added Thomas to the list, so he is in the draw.
And we've got various people who are children enjoying board games. Jeff's like Ticket to Ride and Cluedo. Yeah, my kids kind of like trying to think what we've played. That's like Ticket to Ride. I've played Ticket to Ride with some of them, not the junior version, the New York version. My mind has gone completely blank. Well, we love Go Nuts for Donuts and Sushi Roll, which is the dice version of Sushi Go. We're loving that.
Phil has pointed out you don't need the subscription to watch the Clash live. It should be free, but I think you do have to watch it after the event. You don't need the subscription to watch it whilst they're broadcasting live, but you do need it to see anything that they've done later on down the line.
Zach played with his son who's 27. This is what I love, the different diversity in ages and family ages we have here.
Brandon says, come on, get a GoPro and be the Agents Con Grand Clash correspondent. You know, I'd love for us to go and do the commentating on the Grand Clash. I don't think that GW really want us there, though. I don't think we're the material that they want at their Grand Clashes.
Live video of tournaments is difficult for sure, but it's one of my favourite things about the X-Men competitive today. Well, I say, as far as I know, there isn't anybody who does them. I don't know. Yeah, I guess you probably have to get in touch with the Adepticon or whatever and see what they're... Because each one kind of has its own policy as well, doesn't it? Which doesn't help.
Yeah, that's true.
Games Workshop, you're not allowed to do your own streaming.
Yeah, you can't do any kind of streaming on the premises. But no. I guess if you're doing your own competition, like if we if we could set up the our tournament in September. We could do that live, but I think we should walk before we can run on that one.
Yeah, definitely,
But
definitely.
but maybe it's something we might look at doing in the future. Maybe.
Yeah, if we survive this tournament, then maybe in future tournaments we
Yeah.
will. Brand says, "Did we ever get in your? Sorry, I've missed it. Have you broached it with Games Workshop about commentating? We did send them an email and they never got back to us.
Well, we didn't ask them directly about commentating the last Grand Clash, did we? We never
Not the
asked them
last
about
one.
that.
I feel like I did say to them that we would do it at some point, but oh God. Did we ever get your game in with Nick Baton? No.
No,
But
that was when we emailed them. We said
okay.
bring it on, and we never heard anything back. If we stop shouting stupid game, they might have us on. No, I'm never not going to call any game stupid when I can't roll at 3+ on 4 dice. But yes, don't ask, don't get. That is true. Maybe we should ask them again and see. But I think that we're outside of the lead belt. We're too far outside the lead belt to be in the in crowd. So
Jace, about stop shout shoot stupid game. The thing is, we shout out stupid game, and it's not maybe it's not the best commentating, but absolutely everybody knows exactly what we mean.
Exactly. Exactly.
You can all identify with it.
I feel that what we bring, everybody out there watching us right now, is the experience that everybody out there has had when you can't get a frigging hammer on 6 dice and your opponent just rolls double crits every time they roll defense, and you're just sitting there going, I hate this game. I hate this stupid game and its stupid dice and its stupid glory tokens.
For me, it's the analysis paralysis when you just want the bits to work and they don't, and you can't can't make it work. That's when it gets stupid.
I think you had the problem shortly after the Grand Clash, because then you had a bit of bad luck and you lost a few games, and you were having a bit of a down bit after one of the games. I think I beat you twice in one night, and it was quite a smashing. And you had the same thing I had a year earlier when I'd lost 16 games in a row, where you just sit there going, maybe I'm just crap at this game.
Yeah, what did I play? I can't remember what I played now, but yes, I did. I was very down after that drubbing.
You just have some games every now and then you just think, maybe I just suck at this game and I shouldn't bother. But then you have a couple of games and things go right again, and we're back in. We're back in it again.
I'm getting lots of commentating offers here.
Yeah, we are. We are getting lots.
Yeah.
If only any of you work for Games Workshop.
I rolled a crit tonight, and my opponent rolled 3 double crits when making saves. Yeah, double crit saves are just rude.
Yeah. And I don't want to say anything, but if anybody visits the garage and they roll lots of double crits for saves or attacks, then they get kicked out. And we keep their models. Unless they bring cake, in which case they're absolutely safe.
The most down-to-earth channel, just 2 guys playing games well and badly sometimes. That's why I love this channel. Yeah, cheers, Phil. We've got playing badly covered.
Somebody put a comment on Discord once, and I don't think they knew that we were on Discord, because they said, I love that channel, but quite often their decks are rubbish and it's like two babies having a slap fight. And it's like, yeah, we are sometimes. But I don't know what to tell you, but everybody has that sometimes. I
hadn't said that comment. I'm offended. I'm leaving.
It was a long time ago. Oh, he's gone. Got a space open for a co-presenter. Must have garage, and also new recording.
You can still use the garage. That's fine.
No, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. Sorry, terribly sorry. So what?
Underworld's night at somebody's club. They're having a doner kebab. Lovely. Where's mine?
On a Tuesday. You savage.
Played twice today with Mantrappers against Eyes 9 time. Both times got a total annihilation.
Just need a commentator to say sexy puss. Yes, we do.
I think scoring total annihilation against the Eyes 9 twice is just unfair.
That's just rude.
Yeah. Can we link images? Want to show how my Hrothgorn paint is coming along? I don't know if you can. You could stick it on our Facebook page. We'll see it there, I think.
Yeah. If anybody
I don't know if you could link them. I don't know if you could link them in the chat. I'm not sure that works.
Yeah, if you have any painting you want to show off, please do throw it on. If you're not a Patreon member and don't have access to the Discord, maybe you should be. But if you're not and you want to show it off, do go on Facebook and put it up there. We'd love to see a lot of people's work. I love seeing all the different paint jobs people do, and some of them are just phenomenal. I find it slightly more off-putting when I see the expert paint jobs, because they're amazing. but they're going to be amazing because there's some expert who spends 60 hours painting a face. I like seeing the jobs that people have done that have been like 5 hours. I've just knocked out a whole army, you know, with 3 colours because that's what I do. Not I'm knocking people who do it professionally. Their work is amazing, but it's going to be amazing because that's what they do professionally. So I like seeing the stuff that I could achieve and do. That's because all the other stuff's like, well, I might as well be looking at Picasso or that kind of thing because I'm just never achieve that myself.
We've got somebody else is starting their own painting commission service.
Awesome.
Thoughts on third end phase cards? I have 2. Is that normal? 2 might be might be too many.
I don't think I have any ever.
I occasionally have 1. I've had Conquest recently.
Oh, well, there's sometimes what's that one where you have no cards left?
To the end.
To the end.
I've been running that. Yeah.
Maybe to the end. I don't think I take 2 though.
So it's kind of, I think, because you obviously, I did do a video, but way back when, in the Shadespire days, of the odds of, I can't remember what they are, the odds of them coming out, but you obviously need to think about the more third end phase cards you've got, the more chance there is of getting one early. And the last thing you want is two of them coming early. So I tend to only run 1.
Deadhand says he hasn't painted any of his underworlds now, it just seems like too much to start. Just pick 1. Spray up 1. Paint 1. Play with 1.
Make it a BeastGrave 1.
Yep.
Because they're the most modern, most recent ones.
And make it the Nurgle one because.
See you, Edith. Going to catch up later.
See ya. But yeah, pick 1, spray 1, paint 1, and that will probably just get you going. And then you'll go, okay, cool. That wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be because there's not that many models. Don't pick Grimwatch maybe to start with, but yeah, just do 1 and you'll find from there it just takes off.
Yeah.
So we got asked a question, which was, what's your favourite Underworlds model and what's your favourite general GW model? And my favourite Underworlds model is probably going to be, Scritch. I think I like that model.
Funny, I think I was going to say Scritch too, so that's boring. Okay. Well, what shall I say?
I've got to pick something else. My favourite overall GW model, I think, has still got to be right now the latest Nagash model. Love that model.
Okay, I really liked the Rangers of Ithilien from the very first Lord of the Rings models back in 1985, whenever it was. They're almost the models that were responsible for getting me into Warhammer itself, because I had the Rangers and I really loved the Rangers in Lord of the Rings, and I bought those. And then I think Rangers were in the Empire army in Ravening Hordes, which was 2nd edition, I think.
Yeah. And
so that kind of tied it in for me and started the Empire rolling. So that's kind of how I got into it. So I think those I have a soft spot for those, and then I obviously love Grail Knights from the Bretonnian.
Can't beat a good Grail Knight.
Exactly, the Grail Knights and the whole old Bretonnian forces I still love, and I loved when they had kind of historically. The old world ones are a bit more historically influenced, weren't they? I love those models, and I don't really, if I'm honest, I don't really like the high fantasy style of AOS so much.
I'm less fond of some of that. I mean, a lot of what GW does these days is just fantastic anyway, and I just find so many of their models I'm looking at going, that's a beautiful model, that's a beautiful model. I'm not a massive fan of the current Gazgul that's just come out. He's a bit meh for me.
Oh, I like that.
It's alright.
I like that. I really like the Cypher model actually that came out. Only a little one, but I really like the Cypher model when that came out.
Actually, I think my favourite model of all time has probably got to be the Forge World Great Unclean one. It's just an awesome model. The way the back's split open and you can see all the spine and all the... Yeah, I love it.
I did love the... I love all of the Forge World Primarch models. Well, maybe not all of them, but they're all... I love looking at them in the case when you go to Warhammer. Okay, so let's have a look. We've got lots of questions. Best model is the Briar Queen. Yeah, good shout on the Briar Queen. That's a good model.
Yeah, she's not bad.
I do like. Actually, I really like Varklav as well. He's simple, but he just captures. He captures and he captures the kind of, I can't think of the word, but he is the Nighthawk army almost, if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Grail Knight. Will we bring any merchandise to Agents Con like Del Boy and Rodders? We might. The problem with doing that is because we then have to order it, and then we
Pay
could be
for
left
it.
with it.
And
We could be pay for it and be left with it. So
yeah,
it's unlikely, but we'll see.
but
What would you
maybe
like to see? We'll ask this question again in the future, but if you let us know what you'd like to see, then maybe we can bring stuff. Are we recording tomorrow's Patreon games? We'd love to see Scritch. I'm pretty sure. Well, we are. We are. We don't meet with. We don't record.
yeah,
Pretty much.
yeah.
Wasn't the Ground Knight revealed to be the Bretonian king during the end times? I have no idea. I didn't follow any of that. That was definitely in my not here years. And Timothy's back. I don't know where he went, but he's back. And Cooper's Secrets. No,
The Keeper's Secret is a nice model. What did you miss, Jascat? Everything. You missed everything. But what you haven't missed is the draw. I think we should do the draw. I think we should probably do the draw, don't you? Pure Blood says he loves the content. He's got his first tournament on Saturday with Rippers. We haven't played a lot with Rippers. Neither of us really gelled with Rippers.
Hoping to win at least one game. Do you know any good resources for matchups? Well of Power, I guess, is a good place to start.
Well of Power would be my main pick.
Yeah, I don't know whether anybody's done a Ripper deep dive. I don't know whether call it Shadespire. I might have done. They're not called that anymore. Are they? Not call it. I didn't mean call it Shadespire. God, brain. 46-year-old brain. Steel City Underworld, because I know that Michael Carlin was going to play Rippers, so I think he may well have done a deep dive on how to play them.
Hopefully, everyone's still connected. My machine just went really wonky there for a second. I think everybody. Yeah, I think we're okay.
We had a terrible Underworld joke from Matt Collins in the meantime. Maybe that's why your computer blipped.
What was that? What did he put?
Neither of us bonded with Rippers, you could say.
Yes, that is true. Neither of us did. Yeah. I didn't. I just. I think you needed better, more trustworthy dice, which neither of us really got.
Jagathra. I like Jagathra. In fact, all of the. I was very fortunate that we had one of our ex-patrons, Rob, who actually now playing Necromunda, funnily enough, but he painted our Godsworn Hunt for us, and his painting was amazing. And
fantabulous.
He brought the miniatures alive. I really love.
In fact,
they look really good.
Somebody in here has also just said the Plague Priest from the Screaming Bell kit is awesome, and it is. It's not as awesome as the original Lord Skrulk, the metal Plague Priest, and that reminds me then of Deathmaster Snitch, or Snick, or however you pronounce it, and the other Skaven Warlord. But one of my most sought after models of all time was the old style Grey Seer that's holding like an orb. It's got like an orb holding it, and he's got the little ram horns, and it's a really diminutive little model. It's not doing anything, it's just standing there holding this orb, but it just encompassed the Skaveniness for me. And it took me years, and I finally got one 3 or 4 years ago and painted it. I've not done anything with it since, but I needed one to paint, and I finally did. So I
think my favourite model is Helena Christensen.
Wrong subject. Right, shall we do a draw?
Go on, then do the draw. While you're getting that ready, Jace says, how do we feel about the Daughters of Cain sculpts? He's seen Division, people either like and how old school they feel. I don't like it for that reason. I really like them. I never get too excited about the sculpts till I've seen them, I don't think. But I didn't like I don't particularly like the Auroch models, the new Auroch models. I wasn't a fan of Rippers.
I don't mind the Aurochs, but I find them a bit. They're okay. But
I think I'm more excited about the mechanics that are going to come with the whatever they're called, the Witch Elves.
Yeah.
More than the models, but that's often the way. Right, are you ready for the draw?
Everybody ready for a draw? Everyone likes a draw. So, we're going to do a draw, people. I can't see where I'm doing the screen. Here we go. Right, draw time. I want to see some exclamation marks, and then I'm going to do the draw. Hit the exclamation marks, and then I'm going to hit that draw.
Tim agrees that the models are just okay. And then somebody's asked us about the mechanics of the Dark Elves, which we can cover in a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, here come the exclamation marks.
Give me exclamation marks. Here we go. Cool. Here we go. Right. Cool. I love this. This is brilliant. Do you think, just Robin, when we do our
Stop
tournament,
feeding his megalomania, people?
Do you think when we do our tournament we'll be able to get everybody to shout "ready for action" at the same time?
Quite possibly.
Right, here we go. Let's start. Good luck, everybody. Here's the draw. Ding 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 ding. And our winner is Brian Rayburn. Is Brian Rayburn online?
Brian Rayburn. I haven't seen
Brian
the.
Rayburn,
Isn't that an anagram of the guy who won last time?
Rian something or other. Brian Rayburn, is he online?
I haven't seen him, but that doesn't mean he's not here.
No, that's true.
Brian Rayburn, come on down.
Right, I'm gonna.
We spelt Kieran's name wrong again.
I did not. Shush. Right, I'm going to make a note of that. Brian, if you're online, please shout in the channel, and if you're not, please get in touch.
Loz is crying.
Sorry, Loz. If it helps, you're going to come and see us tomorrow. Hopefully that helps. I don't see why that would. And frankly, if I told the wife that would make her cry
if
more.
you're not really crying, you will be then. Are they another Russian bot? Quite possibly.
Well, you never know.
Somebody's asked, do we have experience with custom dice from companies other than GW Underworld's tournaments? We don't. I imagine they're frowned upon. I don't know about non-GW tournaments. I mean, GW tournaments are definitely be frowned upon, but I don't know.
No, I don't really have any experience of them either. I would presume that they're probably. I think it actually says in there that you have to use official GW stuff.
Right.
So the chances are, you probably. It depends on the tournament really and how anal people are, but people might just go, "Oh, those are cool dice," and that would be the end of it. But
yeah,
you never know.
Well, people bring their own tokens and stuff, don't they? So it's just where that line comes.
Yeah, I mean, some people use the burger tokens and stuff like that.
Yeah.
A lot of people use the tokens that you win, like the plasticky ones. Can't remember what they're called now. What's the word? Acrylic. That's the word.
Zach says, see you in 2 weeks for another redraw.
Well, I'm going to give him a week. I think a week. If we haven't heard by next week, we'll have to do another draw. Because we've got to get rid of this stuff. It's just sitting here. It's getting in the way. We're going to have to do another draw soon.
Yeah.
Right. So let's talk about the Dark.
Yeah. Do we talk about sleeves? Because Jeff says his official Git sleeves aren't going to last much longer. Of course, everybody uses sleeves from all over the place. There's no.
Anthony, the winner was Brian Rayburn.
Yeah.
Whoever that may be, Brian Rayburn. So
probably wearing a pair of sunglasses.
I'm just imagining Brian Blessed with sunglasses on now. Frankly, that's the best thought I could have in my head. Brian Blessed in sunglasses. So, the Dark Elves, what do we think their main mechanics are going to be? I think a lot of people are saying they're going to be combo based, some people are saying poison based. What could it be?
Fast move.
Definitely fast. I think they're going to be, they're going to be movement 4 or 5.
The Whip Lady's going to have ensnare. There's going to be, I think there's going to be some poison, innate poison somewhere, and I think there's going to be an innate combo somewhere along the line too.
Oh, both. I mean, maybe though. It would seem a bit weird to me to wait so long to release a warband that showcases those mechanics. Not that doesn't mean they won't.
No. I mean, yeah. Have we got any other tokens to come?
The WAR ones.
Yeah, well, they're not going to be those, are they?
No, probably not.
I'm still intrigued by those because there's like billions of those in the
About
14
of them. Yeah, 12 or 14 or something like that. There is a lot in there.
Inspiration guesses. We did have a brief go at inspiration guesses at the beginning of the stream.
Maybe makes a second or subsequent attack.
Yeah, or wound somebody adjacent to them.
Yeah. Or somebody takes a wound adjacent to them.
Or sacrifice tokens too.
Oh, they're 2 sacrifice tokens.
Okay, so that could definitely be well, that's going to have to be a witch elf mechanic, isn't it? I think. Are they not poison tokens? I think there are poison tokens.
Sorry, I'm just responding to I'm just putting comment to Brian so that he knows that he's the winner. You're on your own, Robin. Go for it.
I'm on my own. Sacrifice tokens. Yeah, well, I think that must be a mechanic somewhere along the line. I don't know whether they can. They haven't got a dog to sacrifice like Godsworn Hunt did.
They don't need a dog. They can just
we have just done the draw. I'm afraid, Pank, and it wasn't you.
Yes, it was
Unless you're called Brian.
Brian Ray. Unless you're Brian Rayburn.
Yeah. Um, will they be brittle if they're fast moving? I think they'll be quite brittle. I think they'll be similar to Reavers, but they'll probably have 2 dodge just to make Pete upset.
Just to piss me off. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
It's I think, like somebody said, will they be the power creep of Garrick's Reavers? And I think they will.
Yeah, I think so.
Will they have a caster? Maybe not.
Maybe.
He wants the Whip Blade to have a cool movement thing, they say there. Yeah, I don't think they will, but I think she might have a range 2, 4 sword, 1 damage attack, maybe. Or maybe she'll have scything with the whip thingy.
In AOS, Hag Queens go out and reroll, so maybe a low dice with higher reroll potential. Interesting.
Okay. Yep.
Interesting.
This is those little bits of not knowing the AOS version of the game. Although, to be honest, do we have any bleed into that game like other systems?
Well, the Nurgle have a...
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to think. Are there? Yeah.
Don't they?
That's what I'm trying to think. Are there any other?
There are 5 sacrifice tokens of 5 fighters for the Warband. I mean, this is interesting. You can sacrifice each of your fighters. Gift your opponent annihilation.
Maybe if you sacrifice a fighter, you inspire. And then you have to decide. Or maybe you get a sacrifice token when a fighter kills somebody. And then when you gain so many sacrifice tokens...
Like the ritual tokens.
Yeah, something like that, maybe.
Yeah, that's probably more likely.
Are there any range 2 scythings at the minute? I don't think so.
Range 2 scything? No, that would be pretty...
That would be disgusting, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there is any range 2 scything. Because Sexy Puss, when he gets the scything attack with his spear, that's range 1. And Horseboy, Skaith, he only, I think, is range 1 when he uses his scything hooves. Loads of accurate but low damage attack combo does seem best representation, Anonymous Jeff says. I think I agree with you. Maybe.
Yeah, I think that sounds reasonable.
I think the Oryx,
especially if you had a low damage attack and then could add that one, that the killing blow one that does, it's pretty lethal. Kill one on an objective to inspire, or kill somebody presumably.
Yeah, could be.
We're a bit late to be
kill
inspired.
Someone who's standing on an objective, maybe. It seems very restrictive though.
Yeah.
But then, I mean, Beastmen have killed 2 people. Garrick has 3 people dead. Matt says he calls him Skaith. He calls him Signora Clip-Clop. So what else have we got
the snake lady. What's her? She must have a poison, surely, the snake lady.
She's got a bow, hasn't she?
No, that's true. You think she's got some poison? She must have some poison.
You reckon? Got some poison in there somewhere. Look at her. Bloody snake, isn't she?
Exactly. Either that or she's going to be able to eat people whole.
That's
one of the two.
Speciesist, Robin. That's just speciesist. Look at her. Bloody snake, isn't she? She's got to be venomous.
It's like an adder. She's just like rubbish. Just like...
It's like,
she's a Nagarcha. No, okay. Is that a thing? Or have you just made that up?
To be fair, we just believe you.
You could just say whatever you like.
Yeah, we'd go, oh, very nice.
Oh, I see. If one of your fighters is killed on an objective, your warband is I understand, sorry.
Oh, could be.
Being sacrificed on an altar. Interesting idea.
That doesn't explain the sacrifice tokens, though. Maybe the witch lady person gets one every time somebody gets killed on an objective. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. The back half is a snake, though. Why would she have poison in her elf half? Look, don't try and apply logic to this, Jason.
She's bloody snake, isn't she? She could have venom.
She's a snake. Yeah, it must have
flipping fangs or something in there, isn't she? Look at her, bloody half snake, isn't it? Ain't right. You tell me that's right. That ain't bloody right.
She's probably got pointy teeth.
Great
she
big
must have fangs.
Pointy teeth.
Fangs.
It's got a vicious streak a mile wide.
Okay, we're digressing now.
Oh dear. Do we think there'll be an aggro heavy?
Does anybody else want to discuss the Dark Elves? We move on to another question.
Zach Matthews says, "Do we think there'll be an aggro heavy clan?" I think they'll be fast and offensive. A bit like Garrick, so that they'll be able to play objectives because there's 5 of them. But I think that they'll be going for stabbiness.
I think they're going to be looking at temporary victory, but then killing things. If they keep on like this, they'll be talking like Oryx in another couple of minutes. Don't even, Jace, because we'll do it. You know we will.
I ain't gonna bloody talk like an orc, I.
That's Ray Winston. That's not the name.
I think he's an orc at heart. He always wanted to
Venomous
be.
versus poisonous discussion. Oh yes,
Shush.
yeah, important distinction, Jeff. So I don't know what a half elf, half snake thing would be.
Might be both.
Venomous, I guess.
She could have venomous fangs and have a poisonous skin. Yeah.
Ah.
Ooh.
Action: take 1 damage to place a sacrifice taken on this fighter's card, and then a variety of ways to spend and interact with it. Yeah, that's an interesting idea. That's a far more sensible idea. I don't think you've been paying attention.
I don't think you've quite got what this is about.
No impersonations. Again, Dark Croc.
I don't think you know what this is about.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Yeah, it's all we've got. Don't take it away from us. That's why we're not allowed to commentate.
Terrible, terrible games and bad impressions. That's all we've got.
Yeah.
So another question we got asked is Marvel and DC films are making nerdy more of a mainstream thing. Do you think this is good for board games and card games overall?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I think it's a double-edged blade because I think whilst it makes it a bit more widespread, and if you turn around to people and they ask you what you do, you don't have to say, something like "I go dogging" now because you're embarrassed to say you play with toy soldiers.
You use that a lot when you talk about this, and I'm slightly concerned.
I'm not getting into that subject right now. Here, I play with toy soldiers, but I think whilst it's a good thing that it's making it more mainstream, you can talk to people at work about these things, and it could be that kind of thing that you might say, and people aren't going to go, "Oh, weird." The downside with that is things like Kickstarter. It's just got a billion different things on it now. They're all like models everywhere.
Yeah, Phil's just said there's a new Marvel ball game. There is that. I haven't played that. A couple of patrons have got it. I've not played it or seen it. But it's just another thing to get into. I just say Jason says it makes games more acceptable, but it also increases the amount of garbage games that flood the market. That's what I think we've almost reached saturation point now.
Yeah,
there's almost too many, and I've almost given up.
That's kind of the same with films. I mean, not just the nerd films, but in general films. There's a lot of films out there. Quite a lot of them are crap. And so we've got the same things. There's a lot of nerd films out there now. So a lot of them are going to be crap just because that's where you get that kind of thing.
Yeah.
One of the other problems with it...
embarrassed by it. I'm often embarrassed by my hobby. I don't tend to tell people what I do, or normal people. But Jason's surrounded by new Batman stuff. Yeah, I mean, there's just so many good-looking games, but I don't know how many good actual the games are good. Sorry, I'm reading Jeff's comment.
The stretch goals. I mean, saying that, somebody mentioned MB. I'm going back to serious things. Jace Parker mentioned MB. And I think it was probably MB that got me into GW stuff, because MB were licensed to do... they did Space Crusade, didn't they? And Hero Quest and Battle Masters. So I think it's probably MB that got me into GW in the first place.
Right, okay.
And I think
that's
maybe
interesting, that route.
Those are the kind of gateway games that I think a lot of people my age played, Space Crusade and Hero Quest and stuff, and that got them into Games Workshop in general. So yeah. I think that was definitely a gateway drug for a lot of people.
But there are almost two hobbies now, aren't there? There's playing games and buying games.
Yeah.
And buying games is definitely a hobby in itself. Like just showing people photographs of the games you've just bought.
Look at the £800 of stuff I've bought that's going to stay in this box.
It's a thing, and I do understand the allure. I'd love to. I could very easily, had I got the money, go and buy loads of Star Wars Legion stuff, buy loads of Crisis Protocol stuff, which is the Marvel game, buy even more Batman stuff and Night Models. I mean, I'm getting Night Models Facebook. I like their Facebook page, and the stuff looks amazing, but I just can't justify the expense, and I'd never play it.
Yeah, so, I think I've definitely got to that point now where I see stuff, especially all the stuff GW are releasing, and I think that looks lovely. I would definitely, if I were in my 20s, I would buy all of that. But now I just sit and think, I have more moments of clarity where I sit and think, I could buy that, but I would never play it. I'd probably never even assemble it. Because no. I think now a lot more about when I see stuff, and I think, how would we fit that into the channel? Because that's generally the only time I play anything Games Workshop related is for the channel. So I immediately think if it's not Underworlds, it's almost definitely off the list anyway. And if it's something I do like the look of, I then think, could we somehow fit that into the channel?
Dead Hands just said he sold his 1995 Warhammer Quest stuff for 800 of our Great British pounds.
Wow.
Which is worth not as much as it was a few years ago, but
Wow,
it's
that's amazing.
still an amazing amount of money.
Battlemasters. Loved Battlemasters. Love Battlemasters.
MB got me into it. They really need to work on that route. I was pre-MB. I don't know how I got into it. A friend of mine got me into D&D. That's how I got into it. When it went from there.
I wonder if people like Battlemasters or MB and people like that manage to temper GW's desire to make things spangly brilliant, and manage to temper it into this is great, but you need to do this with it to make it like more appealing to the general marketplace and helps them make Hero Quest and Space Crusade what they were. Because we've seen other things that GW have done that they've tried to appeal to the general market, but it's still very GW-esque.
I'm not sure their gateway games are that great at gateway. If you see what I mean, I don't think Dreadfame, for example, is a improvement on Warhammer Underworlds itself, and I don't think that the Lord of the Rings one that they did, because these ones they released straight to Barnes and Noble.
Yeah,
they're not particularly good games, and they're not worldwide either, which I don't understand. I don't understand.
I mean, Blitzbowl was okay. I didn't think Blitzbowl was bad, but again, it was weird that they only released it in certain places. It's like, I think they could possibly do better with their gateway games. Yeah. So we got asked another question of, for a balanced ultimate competitiveness game, because we do sort of scoff a little bit when GW say the ultimate competitive game, because it's GW, so it's as fair and competitive as GW games can get, I think. What do we think the best warband will be for a mirror matchup? A bit more like chess, where both sides have the same warband, you can make your own decks, but you'd have the most fair match. What would you pick?
I'm just going to say, Zach said Fighting Fantasy books and RPG Middle Earth. That's his introduction. That's pretty much the same as mine.
Yeah, Fighting Fantasy books definitely.
Yeah, Fighting Fantasy, and then a bit of RPG, and my dad reading The Hobbit, and then me reading Lord of the Rings. Yeah.
Yeah, and the other one for me was probably reading Pratchett as well, but that didn't come till later on, I think. So.
Right. Anyway, so the question was, which are the best warbands for a balanced game?
Yes, if you were going to play like a mirror match where you can make your own decks, but you had to have the same warband, which warband would you say is the most level all around sort of warband to have matchups against?
I did think about this question. I think I would. My first gut reaction was Reavers.
Mine was too.
How funny! I feel like Reavers have a degree of elements of a lot of the game, because they haven't got magic.
Yeah,
they have speed. They have good combat. They have objective possibilities. I just think they're really nice.
They've got some speed. They don't have any one person who matters.
No,
everyone's slightly disposable.
Tim says Grimwatch, and Grandpa Nurgle says Despoilers. Despoilers are kind of latter day Reavers, actually, to an extent, aren't they?
Yeah, I would say possibly Reavers more, because Grimwatch they rely on Crackmarrow, I think, a bit more than certain other warbands.
Jeff says Wild Hunt. Yeah, I could go on with that.
Yeah, possibly Wild Hunt. I think to get a good equal warband, you want multiples of the same ability of fighter, with no one clear standard. Like, you couldn't have Skaven, because it's obviously Scritch is the best fighter, and you need Scritch in that warband. You don't want necessarily Grimwatch, because there's so many fighters.
Yeah,
and they rely
4 to 5
on
fighter warbands would be best. Yeah, I think 4 to 5.
So I think, whilst I love other warbands, like Skellies have just been mentioned, the problem with those again is the Warden can be such a linchpin to the force that if your opponent somehow manages to take him out, you're on the back foot there. And
I also think Grimwatch, it's too dependent on the order in which the cards come out.
Yeah.
If Grimwatch mirror, then I think people are going to have roughly the same deck, and then whoever's cards come out in the right order. And I actually wonder whether you could actually have a game where you both sides play with the same deck and it was stacked in the same order, so everything was the same. Whether the game would be any good. if you did that. I don't
Noctale's
know.
off to sleep. Goodbye, Noctale.
Good,
See you next
yeah.
week.
Right. So yeah, I don't know.
Godsworn.
Interesting.
Godsworn, possibly another one.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
not a bad
yeah,
idea. They've got a slightly more sacrificial lamb with the dog, but they've also got a bit of range with the archer, and you've got
yeah.
Jagger with the javelin. So
Oh, excuse me, that's good bit as well.
we are getting to that point.
Sorry about
It's
that.
20 past 11 already.
Have we got any more questions, Tim? Reddit cast mirror match. Yeah, that's yeah. We're not even going to ask that.
Anonymous Jess says, are there many options with Grimwatch? They always seem similar when I see them. I think it's because Grimwatch play best if you play the objective grabbing style, and so people generally, not everybody, but people generally play whatever's best for that warband.
Speaking of roughly having the same deck, when the Nightfall cards rotate out, what do you think will replace the default objective cards that every deck has? I don't know. I'd have to think about that question.
Yeah.
I think as time goes on, there's less and less Nightfall cards.
There'll be no opening gambit. There'll be no combination strike.
Oh, that's true. Actually,
there'll be no fired up.
And I think they'll get rid of those type of cards.
And there'll be no calculated risk.
Yeah. I think that they'll go because I hope that they'll have realised that they're actually kind of styling the game a little bit because people effectively take a good chunk of their objective deck, which is basically just means you get glory for the other half of your objective deck. You just score twice.
I mean, David Christie has said, and Lipem has also echoed it. Probably another gift pack will come out as well with things like calculated risk stuff, which would be a shame if they do that. I think that would be a real shame.
It's hard because you do need a few reliable cards, but I don't think the sort of multiplier cards. I don't think they're good for the game. You could maybe solid gains and opening gambit aren't too bad. When you throw in combination strike as well, I don't think it's good for the game.
Yeah, and there were cards like, was it Superior Commander or whatever it was back in Shadespy days where you just had score 6 objectives and you got, was it 3 more glory or something like that? So I definitely think those kind of cards, I'd like to see them gone a bit more because they don't encourage. Yeah. They don't encourage you to play.
Superior Tactician. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't encourage you.
Chopping.
Yeah.
No chopping is a shame, but they could bring that back in. I don't think that would spoil.
No, because if you're an offensive warband, you still got the gamble that you might not have enough fighters later on to be able to do keep chopping. So that's still a bit more of a gamble. Whereas things like Superior Tactician, or I think that one where you've got to have 6 objectives scored, or things like that, they're too easy because, like you say, you just got to have 6 other fairly easy objective cards, and then that helps you build that up. So things like Opening Gambit, where you just have to have 6 surge cards, one of them will probably come off, and then you've got that one. So it doesn't encourage you, if you have 12 objectives that are all do similar but different things, that makes you have to think more about the game you're playing than, I've got 8 cards that I know I need to do stuff for, and 4 more that will just get scored off the back of them. So I agree with you. I think the less we see of those, the better. Yeah,
I mean, there's the new ones that Malachi is just talking about here, but they're not very good early, and you're kind of stacking your whole game towards them. It's not quite so bad as when combination strike is just if you manage to get 2 decently scoreable surge cards, and that's it. You've got it.
Yeah. But like the new one, which is score 5 surge cards, that's a big ask to do, and whilst it isn't a third end phase card, it pretty much almost is a third end phase card unless you're lucky, and that can be a lot more of an ask than just score 6 objectives. Scoring 5 surge cards could be much trickier.
Yeah. Would you like to see a revamped warband that narratively has been fighting through Shadespy, Nightfall, and BeastGrave and have changed in their tactics? Yes. That would be quite interesting, I think.
It'd be quite cool. I'm not sure we'll ever see it, though.
Yeah.
Because they tend to make the warbands play to the style of that warband, so it'd be cool, but...
Yeah.
Plus, I think GW will constantly want to be doing new stuff.
Yeah.
The only time GW turn on the old school cannon, or the rose tinted glasses cannon, or whatever you want to call it, is when they release models that were from like 10, 20 years ago, like the new Ragnar Blackmane or the new Gazgun or things like that, that are going to make all us fanboys go, oh my god!
Jason's imagining steel hearts that have lost most of their armor. Yeah, that'd be quite cool.
You can have steel hearts that have become almost like, not zombies, but it's like every time they get reforged, they become more sort of
My original
automata.
paint job was supposed to was supposed to suggest that they'd been there a long time and were kind of worn out.
They do look quite cool and beat up and chipped and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Someone asked, "Will season 1 warband? Do we think season 1 warbands will get rotated out? I don't think they will.
I don't know. It depends how prevalent the loot and scoop deck stays.
Well, that's going to suffer a lot more once Nightfall gets rotated out, I think.
Yeah.
And they've only got to make one change to the rules to make loot and scoop really tough, which is not allowing you to put objective tiles on starting hexes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, are there any other questions? But we've got about 5 minutes.
We've got loads, but I think we're definitely getting
good
towards...
ones. There was one, wasn't there? One from Andrew about what other mechanic, what kind of poison / lost pages.
We could design a sub rule, some kind of like hunters, quarries, poisons, lost pages. If we could have a sub rule, what would it be?
Well, I came up with one. That's why I wanted to answer that question.
All right, go on then.
I finally thought of something because I'm not very good at thinking like that. Think of things like that, and I wonder whether they could have like a treasure hunter thing. So maybe an upgrade, or maybe some players were treasure hunters, and then certain upgrade cards were a value of treasure. And then if you played them on your opponent, or your opponent played them, and then you killed them, you got extra glory because you found that bit of treasure. So you might have a really good upgrade that was like worth 2 treasure points. But if somebody killed it, if a treasure hunter killed it, you got extra glory. That was my amazing idea I had driving on the way to pick up my wife from yoga.
I think I'd like to see, and I think we discussed this last week, and it kind of plays into that as well, but additional glory for killing targets that have multiple upgrades on them would be cool, something like that.
Yeah.
Having objectives do stuff. So if you stand on an objective, your activation could be to use that objective to do something.
Yep.
That might get a bit much though. Yeah, that kind of thing. I think
my wife was with an ogre. Yes, she was.
They were. But I also worry that they're going to introduce too many things. Like they introduced both Hunter's Quarry. Well, not both, but they introduced Hunter's Quarries, the Lost Pages, Poisons, and combos.
And the tokens.
In this game.
All those little token mechanics. And I don't think they've explored those enough.
No, so
apart from the ritual tokens, anybody else use them? Only?
I don't think I've seen any of them get used. And of course, there are 3 tokens in there for wild form, which no one's really ever going to use.
Curse mechanic. Yeah, I like it.
So, whilst I'd like to see some newer stuff, I just think that it's just going to be more stuff that's either going to be not very good, which means no one takes it and it never gets used, or too good and then they have to ban it, like the relics.
Yeah, or even the tomes.
Yeah, even tomes they've had to effectively almost ban.
Philip's made a very good point. They have to be careful, which is totally true. They have to be careful about how many mechanics there are. And this is like a lot of them for a new player to grasp. And I think that's true. You get a lot of people I've seen asking, what's a combo? I don't know what a combo is, because they don't really go out of their way to explain what these mechanisms are in advance either.
And combo, I don't think even has an entry.
It's effectively nothing, really, at the moment. I know you can make it work, but it's effectively nothing.
Yeah, I do think there's definitely... I mean, Jay said, what about mechanic buffs inspires one of your fighters, but they'll grant extra glory when killed? Yeah, that kind of thing. Making these things more double-edged so that doing that is great, but there's a problem with doing so as well.
Another cataphrane, tomes, or lost pages type mechanic for a fighter that stood on all 5 objectives. Yeah, I wondered about that, whether you could have a sort of somebody who was hopping from one to the other. But it's almost too easy to do.
I'd like to see more hybrid cards coming out to give you more options to keep your game open.
Yeah.
But the main thing I'd like to see, and I won't get it because of what I'm about to say, but I'd like them to spend a season just to work on balancing and tweaking the different fight styles so that objective play and flex play and offensive play and stuff are all viable. And
I think it's always going to be a pendulum.
Yeah, I think you're right. So right now we're in objective land. So in the next 6 months we're going to see offensive play become the thing. Gareth still says downgrades that you can play on an opponent.
Interesting idea. Oh, that could get very salty.
Yeah, that is true. And you do have some of those already. Poisons. sort of
Yeah.
do that.
I want to see upgrades that affects force warband like the Nurgle cycles. Yeah, they were quite interesting, the Nurgle cycle things, but mainly rubbish, which is a shame.
Yeah, Matt says it's nice to have dreams, isn't it, Pete? Yeah,
Prague
dreams.
Open suggests aggro is coming back. I haven't seen the results from that. I didn't pick them up. Rippers do well. I imagine that.
Well, I don't know. I haven't seen the results of that one, but I'm hoping that seeing as the last two warbands coming out are a 3-person warband and a 5-person sort of stabby warband, that there'll be much more aggro cards coming our way.
Yeah, I think so.
And I'd like to just see a bit more of the basics rather than more mechanics. Hunters, I mean, Quarry. Who really uses Quarry? Does anyone really use Hunter and Quarry?
Hrothgorn cashes in on those quarry.
And I
objectives.
worry because they've made it quite a big thing for one warband.
Yeah.
Any cards that utilise that will be overly good for Hrothgorn and not very good for anyone else. A bit like they've done with casting Stormcast.
Yeah.
Can't remember the names. Avalon, Stormsire, Curse Breakers. And you're going to have that problem again where any spell that comes out is great for Curse Breakers, but probably just a bit crap for nearly everybody else, or completely useless. So that's what I worry about.
If Philip says he thinks that mechanics should be assigned to specific warbands to keep the core games rule simple and easy for new players, I think that's probably a reasonable observation. Hopefully the Worms pack will get nice cards in BeastGrave Power version of Power Unbound. I actually kind of hope they don't do a version of Power Unbound because I don't really like the extra card packs. I'm sure they will do, and obviously with the risk code rotation, it's only valid for about 14 months.
Yeah, I don't like that so much.
Rubbish. And also, if you look at Eyes of the Nine, the history of them doing good cards for the rubbish warbands is not good.
The Eyes of the
Nine cards in Power Unbound are pretty terrible.
Yeah. The other problem I have with what Philip Lancashire suggested, which is keep mechanics assigned to warbands, is that you're inherently going to have some mechanics for some warbands that are going to be too good, and other warbands it'll just be trash and nobody cares about. And that's that balancing thing again, which the more different little extra rules you add in, the more chance you have of unbalancing the whole thing. And I think right now it's a nice simple game. It's like going back to playing Warhammer Under Odds online right now. It's a really simple, easy game, and it's hard to badly break it at that point. But as you add more things in,
I agree. Although with the card rotating out, at least you've got that. You can mistakes can be corrected in a couple of cycles, maybe.
Yeah, they might learn. Anonymous Jeff says they might learn. They might learn. But they're on what, version 8 of 40k now, and they haven't learnt really.
No, it keeps. Yeah, I don't know.
We'll see, I guess. So
I think I'm suffering from mental fatigue.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm like that the minute I get up in the morning. So we shall call it there tonight, I think. Congratulations again to Brian Rayban, whoever you are, please get in touch.
So we've had Ryan and now Brian. So if we draw it a third time, it might be Brian E. As the name gets slightly longer, the winning.
So hopefully we'll get them getting in touch soon, and if not, we'll have to draw again. But thank you everybody for tuning in tonight. We got some silly numbers. We got to nearly 70 people. It was awesome to see everybody on, and we stayed around a good 40 odd to 50 people all night again. I'm really, really happy to see everybody tuning in.
Yeah, it's really great to talk to everybody, and loads of really good chat in the comments tonight. I was struggling to keep up.
Yeah,
I'll start to have to have a moderator.
I'm loving it. Absolutely loving it. And obviously, if you are available in September, do come along to our tournament. We will be posting that up more. We'll be shouting about on YouTube and Facebook and stuff like that. So do check us out on those places and follow us and all the rest. And we shall see you soon in the BeastGrave.
Yeah. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.